Welcome to Cre8tiverse, your home of innovation, creation, and inspiration. Let's continue from where we left off. So in the last class, we looked at second place. We looked at the selection tool, the direct selection tool, the shape tool, and the pen tool. In today's class, we are going to be looking at the text tool. So let's dive straight into it. So we have Adobe Illustrator here. Let me move this somewhere. Let's draw an artboard and let's just put that there. Yeah, Ctrl 0 and I'm good to go. So yeah, so what is the text tool? T for the text tool, right? That's the shortcut. So T, or if I'm in the move tool, click this. So let's say I decide to write I love words, words God has done for me. He is been good to me. All right, so let's say we have this. Okay, so let's say we want to edit this. We go to our character. Okay, we go to our character panel. I can't find it. Paragraph, brushes, symbols, swatches. Probably it's not there. Let's check. So we'll go to your type and we'll see character there. Okay, it's there. So I love what God has done for me. He's been good to me, right? So let's see what we can do to this. Let's change the color to something. Should I say bright? No. Let's just stick with that for now. Okay, so we're working with this now. Firstly, of course, you know the difference between a typeface and a font. So we're using the Roboto typeface with a bold font. I'm not so okay with this. Let's just use red. Okay, so we have of course, in this place we can put in a color, the size of our text. Let's say we want it to be at 12. Okay, select it first. We want it to be at 12. That's that. If you observe, it's not what we want though, but we explain everything. So that is just the function of that. Then we have the leading. What does the leading do? The leading increases the size between lines of text. So I love what God has done for me. He's been good to me, right? Now I want the space between I love what God and has done for me to increase. So all I need to do is to come here and increase the value. Let's say we have, so you see what's happening, right? It occurs across board. So let's go back. So that's that. Now we have what we call the tracking. What does the tracking do? What it does is that it increases the distance, or the distance between each text. Now let's bring this down. Okay, I'm reducing the leading, so we are off to the tracking. Now what does the tracking do? It increases the distance between tests. So let's increase it to like 10. Okay, let's take it like 50 so that you can, does that make sense? So we have this. So we are done with the leading, the tracking. Now let's move on to the kerning. What does the kerning do? Now very simple. What the kerning does is to increase the distance separating two consecutive tests. I don't know if that makes sense. So let's see. Now first of all, you put your cursor where you want to be. Then you can increase this. If I decide to put in, let's say 30 here, let's say 100. You get the idea, right? Let's say 250, and so on and so forth. Does that make sense? So you now understand increasing font size, you understand leading, you understand tracking, you understand kerning. So I think that should be all for the test. As it concerns the paragraph, we'll look into those later. But basically what it does is, if you have used MS Word before, when you left align, you can see that it's left aligned. When it's okay, we have align left, align center. You can see align. To the left, we have that. And we have, I think this justify, but I don't like using it though. Okay, it's not, I'm not seeing the effect there, but that is that. Okay, so I believe you understand. So let's say there's something very important here. Let's say I start typing. Okay, it's something I want to share before we move on. If it's important, let's say you can drag across. So what it means is that all the write-up will be within this box. So let's say I try to type okay, Control A. Let's use okay, I said to type education as educational. If you observe, it's hyphenated, so this is what it means. So it's because it sticks. If you uncheck it, you can then type and everything should flow as it should. So that's that. So I think we're done with the character panel, the text. Let's move on to color, fill, and stroke. So I'm going to delete this. So what's a color, what's a fill? Let's draw a rectangle, because I would love to use, let's say, something like this. All right, so a color, the fill is the shape's color, white stroke is the outline, right? So I have this. Now what color is this shape? It's what, let's call it a yellow. Then when we want a stroke, it means we want an outline. Now in Adobe Illustrator, when you see this, it means no color or no fill. Okay, let's go back, and here having this means that there is no stroke. So to add the stroke, we'll just put in a color there, and we can increase the size. You can also change the color from here. Let's say get it right, then so this is the fill, this is the stroke. Does that make sense? I believe you can differentiate between a stroke and a fill. Then to round up this, let's talk about the eyedropper tool. The eyedropper tool is used to pick colors from other objects. So let's bring in this in here. So I don't think I need this again. If you observe me, whenever I want to draw another artboard, I just click this. The shortcut is Shift plus O, I'm correct, or Shift plus 0 there, so I can draw, I can select artboard. So I don't need this artboard, I don't need this. Control 0, hold my shift, or hold my shift, so hold my spacebar and drag it across like so. All right, so we have this, we have this, we have this. Now generally, whenever I'm designing, let's say package design or whatever, you get the color codes for the brand you are working on or with. If you double click, this is how color codes looks like. Okay, so when I copy this and let's say I draw another shape, let's say a perfect circle, and I double click and I Control V. Okay, I think that was the same, sorry. And I click this, I double click, right click and copy. What you discover is that here, when I paste, right? So what I do is that I use that to generate, let's say let's say boxes like this, so that whenever I need to make a design, all I need to do is to eyedrop. Now what's the eyedropper tool? The eyedropper tool is used for sampling colors. Not just sampling colors, it also samples the property of what you are trying to sample. Let me explain in context. For example, if I want this to be this exact color, all I need to do is to click my eye, that's a shortcut for the eyedropper tool, and click this or click this or click this. Is that okay? Now this is the drawback of the it's not a drawback, that is just how the eyedropper tool works. So when I click this, let's say I add a stroke. Now if you observe, primarily there's no stroke on this, right? Let's say my goal was to just pick this green. So I click my eyedropper. When I click this, it doesn't just sample the green, samples also the properties of this object, which is the stroke added to this. So it's worthy to bear that in mind, that is how the eyedropper also works. Okay, so I can sample colors. I can even, let's say, do a gradient. Okay, I don't need a stroke. Take it off. I go to my gradient panel. Let's move this up a little bit. I double click this and I click. Don't forget, in this case now you have to click if you click eye, that will not work. This is the eyedropper here. I can sample this, come here, it's already clicked, sample this to create a gradient from should I say brown to yellow. You can, you know, tweak some things there and you are good to go. So that brings us to the end of this class. We have looked at the text tool, we've looked at the color, fill and stroke, we've looked at the eyedropper. See you in the next class.